Hi everyone! Today we're going to do a little bit of a self-aware vlog. It's not going to be an actual video diary of like our days here during the summer. It's going to be a vlog talking about vlogging. So, like I said, very self-aware and wanted to do this at this time because like many YouTubers, I mean, I've watched like Shay Carl's video, I've watched Casey Neistat hasn't said anything about it. Alex Wasabi, I was watching, did a video on it. I think it's really important to acknowledge the way that YouTube affects my life and the way that it affects my personal relationships. And I got a question recently asking, if someone doesn't want to be filmed, do you still put them in your vlog? If you meet strangers, do you just vlog them without their consent? And it's really important to note that, yes, for a lot of people this is their job and they have to vlog every single day, and it does affect personal relationships. So I brought Austin in here because we don't have a daily vlogging channel. This is a weekly vlog channel, first of all, so it's different than daily vlogging, and it's not a relationship in a channel. It's my channel, and obviously because I love him very much, we spend a lot of time together, so he makes frequent appearances. But I know it can be unhealthy if you have that pressure to vlog every single day and have the pressure to want to provide entertainment to your viewers. So I totally see where a BFvsGF was coming from with that strain on the relationship, but I also think there are ways to manage it. And yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
I was at first I was pretty opposed with her starting it because I thought seeing the dynamic with other vloggers and how it becomes vlogging becomes their life rather than their life being on the vlog. So it's always been, instead of actually living in the moment, you're kind of living in your camera, which is capturing the moment. So it's kind of this weird dynamic where you're never fully appreciating the moment that you're in. So that's kind of what it started out as vlogging, and then also that's kind of just for anyone who's vlogging, but more so for people who are in relationships with vlogging. I feel like it could be very difficult to balance. It's just the time that you're spending with each other and the times that you're capturing on the camera. Because I feel one of the very important things with relationships is just having privacy and having those moments where you could spend those alone with the other person. And a lot of the times, if you're going on a date or something, you're going out and the other person wants to vlog, that means that moment is no longer a private moment. That is a public moment which you are capturing to show everyone. Mm-hmm. So it's no longer something you don't, even though no one else is there or no one else is there with you, it feels as if, because the camera adds another person, it's a third wheel, making the situation awkward. And I don't know if you've ever tried to film yourself in public, but filming in public is very weird. People stare at you. So it just makes the whole situation, I don't know, Katherine's done a pretty good job of vlogging, but it's still, adds this weird strain, and you have to ensure that the time you're vlogging is not the only time that you're spending with each other.
Yeah, and I will say that, I only vlog, my weekly vlogs are 20 minutes, my daily vlogs are anywhere between 8 and 13. So the camera is only out for half an hour a day max.
Yeah, but they're usually at pivotal points. They're not, and just I
don't vlog our conversations, and I don't vlog any of our arguments or fights, which I think does skew a lot of times people watch couples, and I watched Alex and Mia's vlog channel before they broke up, and that's just so uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable in the first part to post photos of you and your boyfriend on, even just personally on Instagram or on Facebook, because if you end up breaking up, you're gonna have those there for everyone to see and everyone to judge, and especially making an entire channel dedicated to your relationship. You never really know, even the Shaytards, they're married, they have many kids, they're probably not gonna get divorced, but it's if you're just in a relationship, it's very scary to put that much pressure on something like that. What I was trying to say by all of that is that I think having relationship channels really glorifies having a partner in this world. Something that is always, we talked about this in my like gender studies class a lot. It's like the notion that like you always have to find someone, like there's someone else for you, there's like that one person, and like always like relationship goals, like wanting to find someone to spend time with, like, oh, I wish I could find someone like as wonderful as Austin. It's like I totally understand that feeling, like, wanting to have someone to share all this time with, but it also glorifies relationships because, to be honest, like no one's gonna vlog their fights. That's really weird. Like that's just like not something that's feasible at all. And, like, that you're not gonna get that. Like, definitely couples vlog their tough moments, maybe if they're long distance, or maybe, like, if one of them takes, some difficult job. Like, people do vlog their difficult moments, but you're never gonna see, like, the whole dynamic of a relationship play out. And I, like, really genuinely do, going back to the question that someone asked me at the very beginning of the vlog, if, like, I pull out my vlog camera in my house and, like, it's, like, we're watching a movie or something, someone's doing something crazy, so I'm vlogging it, and if they express that, like, oh, I'd rather you not post that, like, I won't. And, like, I like, should be better at this. I have, like, a decent gauge for when Austin doesn't want something to be vlogged, but it's just not fun when you pull out the camera and it feels like what we are sharing in the moment, I just want to, like, exploit for my own personal use. But it's, like, not that I want to exploit it, it's that I, like, love it so much, or I love our day at Disneyland so much that I want to, like, have that be in one cohesive video, and it really is an expressive outlet for me. But that being said, like, we aren't, like, a couple channel, like, you don't vlog. Like, you have done, like, a bit of vlogging, like, I sometimes, like, ask you to, but if you say no, you're not, like, I don't make you. Yeah. And if you're like, I don't want you to, like, if he's, has, like, a little temper tantrum or whatever, like, doesn't want to vlog, like, I just don't do that, because I'm like, I don't want to make him more upset. So, I don't know, I just, like, it was really, really interesting to hear. I mean, there's always going to be breakups. It's just that they're really highlighted when they're on YouTube because you've been watching this person's life. It's not like just, one of your friends, like, you don't really meet their boyfriend too much. Like, when they're vlogging, like, you meet the whole deal and you feel really connected to them. So it's interesting to hear about breakups through the lens of, like, couples vlogging, because I've always felt really, really weird about, like, couples making a channel for themselves, because it's like, what will happen if you're not together? Like, that's so scary to me. And, like, Aspen and Parker, like, I don't see those two breaking up ever. But at the same time, it's like, you never really know. Like, you never know what's gonna happen.
I don't know. At the same time, like, I just recently have been going back and watching a bunch of the daily vlogs, and I definitely do appreciate that, and I definitely appreciate going back and seeing them, but I don't know. I don't know, at least, like, that Christmas time was great, but I don't know if that in the end, the amount that I appreciate, the footage being documented exceeds the amount that that videoing it degrades the experience.
Yeah.
So I that's something that you really have to weigh on your own personal level, and at least, like, for the majority of vlogs, that's been something that has been totally fine, and it's been that. And I know, at least, like, I've really enjoyed going back and looking at them. But it can definitely get to a point, if you are vlogging so many things, or if it's out or it's obtrusive, it could degrade your personal experiences in your current life so greatly that there's really no point to vlogging anymore.
Yeah. And, like, I like sharing the sweet things you do for me, or, like, the fun experiences we have, to share, like, look, like, for example, like, look what you can do for free in LA for a date, like, if you don't want to spend money. Like, I think that's really important to, like, share those things, of, like, just share these simple things you can do with someone on a date, or just even with friends. Like, I like sharing those experiences, and I also am very nostalgic.
At least, like, I just think that there is a happy medium. Like, in Catherine's one of her vlogs, like, 2 weeks ago, like, I got really upset at her when we went to Disneyland, because she was taking probably 300 photos, and I think that there's a fine line between capturing the moment and exploiting the moment. Like, and the reason I got so mad with her is because we were taking photos for about an hour, just trying to find the perfect Instagram photo, and that annoyed me so much, because at least, like, I understand that Instagram is a way to capture your memories, and so are photos, but there's only it's to a certain point where, like, there's a difference between, like, oh, I really want to take a picture of this to remember this, and, oh, I need to get the absolute perfect photo to get the perfect lighting so I could perfectly edit it and I could get the maximum amount of likes in my Instagram post. There's just like, there's a fine line between the two. In that point, in that moment, I felt like she crossed that and I was not happy about that.
Yeah, like, he shouldn't have been the person I have some friends that, like, would be totally fine with taking hundreds of photos, because, like, I want to be proud of what I post. I don't want it to be, like, if I don't like looking at the photo, like, I'm not going to post it to my Instagram, but I wanted to have a nice memory from that day. I wanted to have, like, just something I could express myself with. So, I don't know. I value aesthetics. This is kind of, you know, separating itself from the question of, like, vlogging in a relationship, but as of now, like, the way I am vlogging, I don't think it's created any tension in our relationship, because, like, I only get, like 0.05% of our week. Yeah. Like, I literally, like, you don't see, like, the most of my week. Like, you don't see our Snapchats between each other. Like, you don't see most of the weird faces he makes, and just, like, the little arguments we get in. But, I don't know. Like, if there's ever a moment he's like, you know what, I don't want to be filmed anymore, I'm gonna be like, that sucks, because I love watching you and editing you when I have my vlogs, but, like, I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think most vloggers are pretty respectful, but I also think, like, daily vlogging, like, during Vlogmas, drained me a ton.
Yeah.
And if we both had to do it,
yeah,
that would have really sucked.
And I was just, like, I would always be, like, so, like, not upset, but, like, just, like, so, just, like, worried about her, because, like, in addition to, like, me having, like, her having to vlog every single thing she did that day, like, she'd get home at, like, 12 or 1, and then start editing her vlog, and that's just not healthy.
Yeah, it's, like, super not healthy. That. Yeah, it's, like, vlogging isn't my full-time job, so, like, I'm a full-time student, I have a part-time job, do a lot of extracurriculars, and I also have the YouTube thing, so it's, like, that's on me, but I see daily vlogging as something that, like, I probably, like, will never do besides Vlogmas. But, like, it's cool to have every day documented, but it's not cool to, like, actually practically do it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, just wanted to, like, vibe my thoughts through the camera about this topic, because I see, like, a lot of people reacting to it, and I love watching those videos, because I think it's really cool to, like, hear about modern romance. I wish Aziz Ansari's book was about daily vlogging romance, because that'd be really cool. His book was not about that, but
on another note, I would not really recommend Aziz Ansari's book. I was very underwhelmed.
It was like an encyclopedia. Yeah. Not exactly about what it's like to date in the 21st century, you know. But if you have any thoughts or questions, I would love to hear, like, your reactions to what you think is unhealthy as the viewer, or if you vlog yourself. Since we aren't the couple that has a relationship in a daily vlog channel, we don't have, like, that exact view on it, but we have something similar, like another view on it, so leave us those down below. I hope you enjoyed us just spewing some thoughts at you, and I will have some more, like, physical action vlogs coming at you soon as I get out to explore the Bay Area. So, we're gonna go to a barbecue. Have a great day. Kather out.